All right, so you're going to be taking a test next class for Tuesday, Thursday. Your test is going to be on Thursday. So today on Tuesday, you're doing this review. And then for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, fourth period, your test is going to be on Friday. You're reviewing on Wednesday. All right, but you have this Geometry Unit 5 test review, Geometry Unit 5 test review on goformative.com. So when you go on there, you can do this. That way you can get ready for your test on, next class. So remember, your review is very similar to your test. So you definitely want to understand this. Also at the end of your, like it says right here, see the last 2 pages for vocabulary and notes cheat sheet. So if I go all the way to the end of my review, this will also be on your test. It's a cheat sheet. In years past when we would do this unit, students would have a cheat sheet, and so I'm letting y'all have the same thing. Explains what a median, altitude, mid-segment, angle bisector, perpendicular bisector are with pictures. And then, of course, you have the centers, the 4 centers, and then the mid-segment. Okay, explaining what each one of those are, and how to get them, and what does it mean. Okay, so we're going to use that to do our, where's it at? Review. So we're going to use this to do the review. So number, oh my gosh. This is very sensitive, sorry. Okay, number 1, what is a circumcenter? So we look at our notes on the back. Okay, so we look, what's a circumcenter is made over here with perpendicular bisectors. So for circumcenter, perpendicular bisectors, so one's going to be B, right? Now 2, for incenter, an incenter is made from angle bisectors. So that would be letter C. Centroid is made from medians. So that would be medians, letter E. Orthocenter is made from altitudes, which would be letter D. And then the vertex is the corners of a polygon. So B, C, E, D, A. So go back over here. Let's mark that down for 1 through 5. B, C, D, E, A. B, C, D, E, A. Okay, now let's look at the next ones. Okay. Mid-segment. So a mid-segment, if you remember, a mid-segment connects a midpoint to another midpoint. Okay, so that's going to be connects a midpoint to the midpoint. That's going to be letter D for number 6. And again, you can look at the end of, you can look over here to get all these definitions at the end of the review, and it'll also be on the end of your test, your cheat sheet. Okay. Number 7, perpendicular bisector. Well, we know it is perpendicular and it cuts in half. Okay. Let's see here. So right here, a segment that intersects another segment at a right angle and cuts it into 2 equal pieces. The equal pieces is the bisector, and then the right angle is the perpendicular. So 7 is going to be C. Number 8, angle bisector. Okay, segment line array that cuts an angle into 2 equal pieces. Angle, cut 2 pieces, angle bisector. So 8 is going to be B. 9, now a median starts at a midpoint, but it ends at a vertex, right? So a midpoint to a vertex. So a segment that connects a vertex to the midpoint, that'd be letter A, so 9A. And then 10, altitude. It's a segment connecting a vertex. The opposite side is perpendicular to that side and maybe outside the triangle. This one's letter E. So again, it's from a vertex straight down, making a right angle. That's perpendicular. Sometimes it's inside, outside, or on the edge. Okay. All right, which part of the triangle is labeled A or B? Remember, A and B, just like you have 2 legs to stand on, a right triangle has 2 legs. Those are going to be a leg, letter D. Number 12, C, across from the 90 is the longest side C in a right triangle. That's called the hypotenuse. All right? And we use that A, B, and C in the Pythagorean theorem to find what? Well, it's whenever you have a missing side length, so it's finding a missing side of a right triangle, A. All right, incenters are equidistant from which parts of the triangle? Okay? Well, let's look at our cheat sheet, okay? Incenters. Equidistance from the sides. Hey, look at that. Cool. Now the next one, circumcenters are equidistance from what? Let's find out. Circumcenter, equidistance from the vertices, the corners. All right. So 15 to the vertices or corners. Cool. Now for 16 and 17, we're going to need 18 and 9. Well, 16 and 17 for sure. We gotta do some algebra. So let's take a look over here. Let's do these two. Now this was tough on the math excels, but remember that we know that this is half as big as this. So what we do is we multiply this one times 2, and then we set it equal to this. Okay? The mid segment is half of the parallel side, so we multiply the mid segment right here by 2. So what is 2 times 2x plus 5, whatever that is, equals 10x minus 26. So let's distribute 2 times 2x is 4x, 2 times 5x is 10, equals 10x minus 26. And remember, when you have x on both sides, you get rid of the smaller x first. So I got 10 equals 6x minus 26. And now I have a two-step problem over here. I want to get rid of the loner, the constant minus 26, by doing the opposite, plus 26, plus 26. And that gives me 36 equals 6x. And my last step is to divide by 6. And I get 6 equals x. Now if you look at your answer choices, there's only one with x equals 6. But what we're going to do is look for mn as well, which is right here. So let's plug in, instead of x, 6. So 2 times 6 plus 5. So that's 12 plus 5, which is 17. And would you look at that? We got C. All right. So we'll go over here and mark C. And then the next one is not as hard. Where is it at? All right. So if you have a perpendicular bisector, we know by side angle side that the triangles are congruent, so that means this is congruent to this. And again, that's side angle side, that we know that. So if they're congruent, we set them equal. 2x plus 13 equals 6x minus 7. And again, when x is on both sides, you get rid of the smaller x, so minus 2x. Bring down 13 equals 4x minus 7. And then to get rid of that loner, that constant minus 7, by adding 7 to both sides, which gives me 20 equals 4x. And then my last step to get rid of that coefficient is to divide by 4. 20 over 4 is 5. So 17 is A. Let's go back over. And now we just got 2 more. Let's take a look at those. So 18. So for circumcenter, if you look at your notes, it tells you that this circumcenter is equal distance to each vertex, the vertices. So if this is 7, then this is 7, and this is 7. So since this is 7, SY is 7. So our answer is going to be letter D. And we put that over here on 18. Last but not least, number 19, P is the incenter. Now when you read about on your on your cheat sheet, the in center is equal distance to each side. So each one of these little boys is congruent. So if PN is 14, then this is 14, this is 14, so PO is 14. So that means 19 is A. All right. So make sure you've done this review, submit it, and go over it maybe a few times because you're going to need it for your test next class. All right.